So Huggies is a plug and play automation tool for Elastic Beanstalk. It make your daily operation a little bit easier. So you can either use Slack or API to manage your Elastic Beanstalk via Huggies. Let's have a look the Huggies command. So Huggies supports more than Elastic Beanstalk, but in this demo, I'm just focus on the Elastic Beanstalk, which is a core function of Huggies. Let's have a look the Elastic Beanstalk super commands. So it supports start, stop, show, spot on, spot off, auto stop. And in my demo environment, I got one application called my app, and inside I got a dev and a UAT, two environments. So from Huggies, I can find the details of each environment. So AWS EB show my app dev. It tells me the environment ID, application name, version, stack, solution stack, auto scaling group, load balancer, if we have one, launch config, and the current running instance numbers. When it's 0 means it's stopped. So let me start my app dev. Just one command, you can start your environment. For Elastic Beanstalk, currently there's no such functions saying one click you can start or stop your environment. You have to go to your configuration to change your scaling policy. So by default, the Huggies just start your environment auto scaling group as minimum 1 and maximum 1. Let's have a look. Maybe show my dev. So one instance has been launched, and here you can find the instance ID, private IP, instance type, and the instance life cycle. Life cycle is either on demand or spot instance. Let's do the same for my app UAT. So currently it's off, but let me do it the other way. I want it configure auto scaling group. Configuration is minimum 2, maximum 4. So this is very useful because in the Elastic Beanstalk, the environment type basically has two types. One is with load balancer. The other one is without a load balancer. They call it a single instance. Even they call it a single instance, actually it's still auto scaling group. I think the naming is a bit misleading. So which means you still can run your environment without load balancer, but can have more than one instance. Let's have a look. Maybe so Huggies just hack into the auto scaling group to allow you to define your requirements for the minimum and the maximum instance number. Show my app UAT. Now 2 instances has been launched. So dev is ready, UAT is still in transition. And in some scenarios, you may need to start all your environment. But normally you do it one by one. Say you want to start all your non-prod environment in every morning, because normally you shut it down every night to save some money. And normally you have to do it one by one. So if there were lots of environments, that would be painful. So Huggies make it a bit easier. And you can see here, I define my non-prod environment. So this one has nothing to do with Elastic Beanstalk. It's all defined in the Huggies. And in here, I say non-prod has 2 members. One is dev and the UAT. This allows you to run one command to start or stop your multiple environment with one shot. So let's say AWS Beanstalk, my app, non-prod. Huggies is telling me, okay, it's telling me stopping dev, stopping UAT. So, oh, by the way, Huggies send all the information to a channel that you can define. So this is for you to track all the user activities. So you know when and who did what. So it's really useful if you want to track all the user activities. And let's have a look. Maybe show my dev. So the instance is terminating. This one will turn into 0 very quickly. So let's do AWS EB show my yeah, so one has been terminated, the other one is terminating. So for non-prod environment, we turn it off every night at 6 p.m. and we turn it back on 8 o'clock in the morning. So it all can be done in Huggies. You don't have to touch your Elastic Beanstalk. If you do it in Elastic Beanstalk, you have to set up a schedule-based scaling policy. Then you have to go deep into each environment to make it to fit your needs, which is really time consuming. But with Huggies, it's much easier. Say I want to check my current auto start schedule. Okay, auto start or schedule is empty, which means nothing has been configured to auto start. Let's say if I want to auto start my dev environment at 8 o'clock, I just auto start on my app dev. So by default, it's it's 8 a.m. Monday to Friday, because nobody is going to use it during the weekend. And let me, so say if I'm not happy with 8 a.m. I can easily change it to whatever I like. Auto start on my app dev. Say I wanted 9:30 a.m. So now it has been changed to 9:30 from 8 a.m. B auto start show all. Yep, so it's 9:30 now. But for non-prod, normally you don't want auto start unless someone need it. They can start from here manually. Say AWS EB auto start off my app there. So now my auto start schedule has been disabled. The same thing applies to the auto start. You can, by default, it's 6 p.m. and you can change to whatever the time that fits your needs. Okay, so next we will talk about the spot instance, which is the feature I like most in Huggies. So officially, AWS Elastic Beanstalk does not spot instance, but Huggies is able to support it. So I have another article that explained how Huggies do it. If you are interested, you can have a look. So let's see, AWS show EB show my app dev. So when this one is shows disabled, which means by default it use on-demand instance. But for non-prod, we don't really care. We want to save the cost, and normally we use spot instance for our non-prod environment, and it works quite well. We haven't seen any issues so far. So if you haven't, just try it. WSEB, let's say spot on my environment, dev environment, and I want to use M3 media and give it a bit price. So now Huggies make the change for me, and let's have a look again. Now it shows I'm using spot instance and it's M3 medium. Here's by bit price. Let's test if it works. EB start. So the next Huggies will submit my spot instance request to AWS, and AWS will evaluate my bid price. So if it's higher than the current market price, it will launch a spot instance for me. If not, it will decline and will tell me why it has been declined. And also, Huggies has a function to monitor your spot requests. So if your, say for example, your price is too low, Huggies will catch that and bid a reasonable price for you. And yeah, so in the link, I have a separate article talking about that. So AWS EB, let's have a look. Show my app there. Good. My request has been fulfilled, and one instance has been launched, and you can see it's a spot instance. So the bid price means the maximum price I'm willing to pay. So if the market price is lower than this one, AWS only charging you the market price, not your bid price, which is sweet. And if I'm not happy or I want to go back to on demand, I can say AWS. I can say let's change the bid price. AWS EB spot on my app dev. I want to use M3 small, and I want to give it a low price. So I guess we'll change these settings to the new settings. I say AWS EB show my app dev. So the new instance type becomes M1 small, and the bid price is a new bid price. Because just to be aware of that, the change won't impact your current running instance. So this one is still M3 medium. It won't be terminated. It will still keep running until it's terminated, either terminated by you or terminated by AWS. So the next spot instance will be M1 small, and the bid price will be this one. Just be aware of that. And say I don't want to use spot instance, for example. I just can say AWS spot off my app dev. It will change the configuration back to on demand.